Get you through my morning every day. Every morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adelaide's Jody and Hazy on Nova.
Our next guest is responsible for bringing SA Gather Round, Live Golf, and we've heard he's working on the Super Bowl next. He's the 47th Premier of South Australia and he joins us on Nova 919. Please welcome Peter Malinauskas.
And I don't want to peel back the curtain too far, but this man has been calling us relentlessly time and time again.
I just got through.
Trying to get his hands on the Gather Round Me, Jody and Hazy 4-day pass to the Pepsi Collective because he loves live music and DJs. Premier Peter Malinauskas, could you just give it a rest, please?
Well played. Good morning, Jody. Good morning, Hazy.
Good morning. And you join us for a huge announcement this morning.
Yeah, really exciting stuff. We've been working in South Australia. It feels like for a couple of decades we've wanted to get a direct flight to the United States. And this morning we're able to announce officially that tickets go on sale for the first time ever for Adelaide to be connected to the United States with a direct flight from United Airlines. The flights start in December. They're going to be using a 787 brand new Boeing Dreamliner flying into the US. So this is a really important day for outbound is one thing. It's more convenient for travellers. But what's more important from our perspective is getting travellers from the US direct into Adelaide and also continue to increase that sort of economic relationship we have with the United States, which has been going pretty well given the economic growth of South Australia relative to the rest of the nation.
This is obviously a collaboration with them to increase tourism, is that right?
Increased tourism, yes, absolutely. Trade is important too. So the US is our second biggest export market and third biggest market when it comes to international travellers coming to Australia. And all of the research tells us that if you've got a direct flight, the likelihood of an international traveller coming to your city goes up dramatically. This is why we've wanted this so badly. I think it's a good day for South Australian economy. And the other thing that was on United Airlines' mind when we were talking to them about this going back throughout last year was AUKUS. AUKUS is going to mean there's a lot more business travel between the US and Adelaide.
Yeah.
And that sort of makes it stack up as well. So it's just a good sign that the economy is heading in the right direction in South Australia, and we're just going to keep that momentum going.
Premier, you've got such an unbelievable reputation now for getting big events to South Australia and keeping them here. You're a Port Adelaide supporter. Can you take us behind the scenes? Will you use your power and reputation to keep the likes of Miles Bergman and Zach Butters in South Australia in the long term?
No, I tell you what, no jokes aside, I was at the Port game against Richmond.
Yes.
And I got to meet Miles Bergman's parents.
Oh, that's
and
good.
And we have a lovely chat. And they're over from Victoria, and I was saying how much they love South Australia, and we're having this really nice chit-chat. And then right at the end of the conversation, as we're going back out to the footy to start watching the footy, I just couldn't help myself. I said, now, we are going to keep your lad here in South Australia, aren't you? So we're doing our best, every opportunity we get.
I love, Premier, that when you do go along to the football, and as I recall, you went to the AFL Grand Final last year, and under the pretense of work, you had to meet Katy Perry.
I just got here.
Yeah, that's actually not that far away. She's here in June, I think, so we're not that far away from the brilliant Katy Perry concerts that ended up getting sold out. So one turned into a few more pretty quickly, which is good.
Yeah. Premier, thank you so much for coming on with that huge announcement this morning. United Airlines will commence the first ever direct flights from Adelaide to the States. The first flight leaving on December 13th, and you can actually pick up tickets as of today. Is that right?
That's correct. Tickets are on sale now. Oh, one last point. If you've got a Velocity with Virgin, they've got the Velocity Frequent Flyer.
Yep.
So you can do code share with Virgin and you can get Velocity points. So it's good news for Velocity Frequent Flyers as well.
That's great. You can travel Economy X now, Premier. Well done.
Beauty. Thanks, guys.
I need to know. I need to know now.
I need to know.
I need to know.
I need to know.
What's in the news today?
I need to know this.
Here's what you need to know. What you need to know with Jody and Hazy.
Have you ever seen an envelope beg? It's pretty pathetic, really.
Oh, my gosh.
An envelope full of cash.
It's getting a little bit desperate at the moment.
Yeah, come on, settle down. What about this? Uber is expanding its ride sharing in South Australia. So Uber now operates in the Barossa Valley, Adelaide Plains and the Light region as well because of the demand. And they're saying it'll be obviously safer and more convenient transport options in those areas. And Uber drivers have welcomed the expansion, citing very, very, very high demand in those regional spots.
Yeah, see, can I be honest with you? I didn't know, in saying that, I can't remember the last time that I got either a taxi or anything out to either McLaren Vale or Barossa.
No.
I didn't know that service wasn't unavailable.
I wonder, this begs a question. So is it in and around those areas, like the Barossa and McLaren Vale, or is it to and from Adelaide? Is that what it is? I'm not sure. I don't know, Producer Molly?
Inclusive of everywhere.
Yeah. All right. So I wonder, therefore, how much an Uber would cost to McLaren Vale or would cost to the Barossa.
A lot.
Yeah, I remember back in the day, we'd sometimes get sort of cabs out that way. I'm not sure you can compare the two, but it's sort of $60, $70.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, on a good day.
Yeah. You know how sometimes you get cab charges? Like back in the day, you used to get cab charges. I remember someone from a radio station who had a few drinks in Brisbane and then decided on their cab charge to get a taxi to the Gold Coast.
Wow.
They, soon after, were no longer employed.
Yeah.
Weird.
It's funny that, isn't it? When I was
Oh, no, here we go.
this is a real solid life lesson. When I was in year 10, I was at school and I got a couple of cab charges and I got hauled out right in the middle of school assembly. So there's 1,000 kids there. I got singled out by the deputy principal who just said, you need to come with me. I marched out in front of everyone. I was like, I've either been selected for something really, really prestigious.
I'm going to be the head prefect, you guys.
Or I'm in big, big trouble. Anyway, he sat me down and he said, what did you do on this night, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, nothing. There's nothing wrong here. I really David Spears it.
Oh, I certainly did not. That is very troubling.
Because he told me through all of these cab charges that have been racked up.
Yeah.
And it was like a trip through the northern beaches, through the city, $50 extra, which was for Macca's. And I denied the whole thing. And then eventually he was like, you understand that these things work like a checkbook.
Yeah.
There's a code on the actual one and there's a code here that we've got.
And we can
link that up.
Yeah.
And then I was like, right then, you got me.
Man.
You got me.
What is it with cabs?
So close to getting expelled.
What is it with cabs and Macca's runs?
Oh, I don't know.
I remember
Feels like a good idea.
my husband had a few too many frothies, too many one night, and checked his bank account the next day. It was like $60 at McDonald's. So the cab driver has obviously gone, I'll have a Big Mac meal, thanks.
Yeah, because in that moment you're so generous and you think what you're doing is really, really
kind.
rare. So you're like, oh, what can I get you, mate? Yeah. And then most of the cabs will go, do you know what? Stuff it. Give me a large Big Mac meal. You can do this.
This Uber thing's good, I reckon, because I remember during Live Golf in the first year, Greggy and I caught an Uber back from Grange and they added a surge fee.
Oh,
and
gosh. How much was that?
It was $120.
Oh, whoa.
So a Uber from Grange to my house in the eastern suburbs was $120.
Wow.
And geez, do you reckon I expected to be hauled out in front of the school assembly over that one?
Yeah, that is outrageous. Once again, though, Joe's just mistaking the word surge with soiling.
Still to come with Jody and Hazy on Adelaide's Nova 919.
It would surge, right? Surging, soiling. What's the difference?
Oh, mate, you're telling the story. I can, with my hand on my heart.
I'm just trying to get the facts right. I'm just trying to get the facts
hand on my heart, say I've never been charged a soiling fee in my life. Thank you very much.
Oh, we've all been at least once have had a little soiling fee.
Vomit in the back of a cab over here. Goodness me.
Oh, keep it in.
I will not. I will not be lectured on soiling fees from this man.
I will not keep it in the back of a cab. 6:15 vending machine coming up next. Joe's is going to drop the first question in a matter of minutes.
Warning, the following segment is for mature audiences only and may contain adult content, graphic language and nudity. Not that you'll see it. If easily offended, well, you're about to find out just how easily.
Your father, he's on the naughty list.
Jody and Hazy's Naughty at 6:40.
Naughty.
Special time of the morning where we can be, I don't know, just sort of tiptoe on the boundary of what's appropriate and what's not.
Yeah.
Before we straighten up after 7 o'clock, Joe.
Yes, this is our chance to get it out of the system, shake it off, and then we're good,
That's
girls
fine.
and boys.
Who would have thought via the naughty at 6:40 we'd be talking about one of the greats, Jessica Simpson.
Oh. Shut on.
I can, so beautiful. You're going to be quite surprised, Joes, about how Jessica Simpson gets her voice to where it needs to be.
And it is an epic voice. Let's not forget. Did she win one of the Idols, like American Idol or something like that?
Don't think so. You're probably thinking of Kelly Clarkson.
I am.
Yeah. It's okay. Two ladies with epic voices.
Yeah.
Jessica Simpson was getting it done before American Idol.
Oh,
Don't worry
she
about
was.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's one of the absolute OGs. How does she get her voice to where it needs to be? I don't know. What's your secret there, Jess?
It's this Chinese herb thing, and I'm like, I don't know. And my vocal coach told me to drink it, and they Googled the ingredients and snake sprung. No, if you want a good vocal, you got to drink snake sprung.
Which we've said since day dot on this show.
Haven't we? Ever since we launched Jody and Hazy several years ago, we said, if you want to sound good as a singer, here, have a cup of snake sperm.
There you go. Give us a pint. Give us a pint of the stuff.
It's like when you go and have a glass of wine, they're like, do you want a small pour or a large pour? It's snake sperm, large pour, thanks.
Yeah, large pour. What do you mean? That's too much head. Too much head. I need more of the snake sperm. What would you do, and how much sperm and semen would you ingest to get the results that you needed? I think that's the big question.
I don't know. Out of the two of us, you were the one that was a semi-professional singer at the Lion on a Sunday afternoon. You tell me.
Well, I'm not sure I'm drinking snake sperm, but I was drinking honey at one stage.
Oh, really?
I'm just quite intrigued about this whole, because I've heard for a long, long time that ingesting sperm and semen is very, very good for your health.
Oh, is that what you tell Cara?
Some of the properties in there. So what you're saying is you've already been, Greg's tried to trick you before? Is that what's happened?
And he's not a singer.
He's not a singer at all.
No.
But your vocals are fantastic.
Aren't they?
Lucky snakes. It's okay.
Do you know what I wonder, though? If, there's a snake in China just going, all right, better make this a good batch. This is headed for Jessica Simpson.
Oh, no, it's a big batch too. Snakes on its back,
pressure, isn't it?
exhausted, having a cigarette. Being like, I can't believe this is my job.
Now, are you across just how insane Easter egg prices are already?
Well, no, because I think Cara would be in charge of getting all the eggs.
Okay.
But she ain't going to like this news, I'm suspecting.
Well, she's not going to like the fact that a 1 kilogram Lindt milk chocolate bunny is now priced at $120. I repeat, $120.
Excuse me very much?
That is insane. So major retailers like David Jones, Myer and IGA are listing that same Lindt bunny between $149.95 and $169.99. That is...
What?
That is insane. So they're saying, Lindt are saying the high prices are due to increased material costs, particularly cocoa, which reached historical highs in 2024, leading to a lot of parents being like, well, we're just going to cancel Easter.
Well,
we're in a cost of living crisis, people.
Well, that's the thing as well. I mean, if you did have to cut back on the chocolate, it's probably not a bad thing for your health.
No.
But this is good motivation to do that.
I will say on behalf of parents, though, I don't know if others do this, but I go into panic mode because, it's all right, my kids aren't going to wake up on the Sunday morning and go, there's no eggs, right? But do you have enough? That is the thought process that goes through my brain. Because they can't be left short, can they?
When in the history of you being a parent have you found yourself in a situation where you even slightly got close to running out and not having enough chocolate?
Absolutely not, because you forget that also the grandparents are going to bring along some eggs, and also the bunny's going to bring some eggs, and also Auntie Nat's going to bring some eggs along, a lot of them, and there's going to be eggs for days, not just days, months. Those kids are eating those eggs until October.
Yeah.
So they're never going to run out. They're going to be eating those eggs when they're all white on the outside because it's such cheap chocolate.
It looks terrible, but still it tastes the same. Do you always get involved as well? I've had one Easter, I was like, do you know what? I'm not going to touch a single bit of chocolate because it's all or nothing. Good luck just pacing yourself and having 1 or 2 bits of chocolate. You're either consuming 2 to 3 kilos of chocolate or you're having nothing at all.
Oh, you're one of those blokes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you couldn't just have a row. You got to have the whole block.
No, yeah, 100%.
Really?
All or nothing.
God. A few discipline issues there.
Oh, righto. Takes one to know one. Yesterday we had a very, very interesting call from Hayley who found herself baptised because she was being too nice.
Hayley from Woodville West. What's your that didn't happen story?
So I accidentally got baptised. I was bored, so I looked up online youth groups near me, and turns out the website was very out of date, and I went in and it was a older group church, and I couldn't leave. Very awkward, and then I just went along with the baptisms that were happening that day.
No, of course. Right. That makes complete sense.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Hayley and I are polite people, but even you and I would be like, that's enough.
See, that's the thing, Joseph. We say that.
Yeah.
We say that. But if we were in the situation, I feel like we might be similar. I don't know how to say no.
No, I know you don't.
Oh, my gosh. And you're exactly the same.
I think this is how we first bonded as friends, isn't it? Over our just absolute inability to say no to people.
Yeah. You had to say otherwise. If I had the balls, I would have said no to this.
Yeah.
Don't you say that. Yeah. You broke my heart.
I completely and utterly corralled you into doing this breakfast show. Now it all makes sense, doesn't it? I'll give you some examples of my people-pleasing exploits. I once had a girl at the gym during a class call me Beck, as in Beck Morse, 3 times. 3 times. And on the third occasion, I thought, I really just need to correct her. That's not who I am.
Yeah.
Nothing against Beck, but that's not who I am as a human. Yeah. My legs aren't that long. But no, I just left it. I walked away and she's like, see you, Beck. I'm like, bye.
I do not have. Why can I can't correct people when they call me by the wrong name. So what about that gym I went to in North Adelaide recently?
Yeah.
And we did a little video, and the whole time he was calling me Halsey. Throughout the whole thing, he was calling me Halsey. And I swear, if I have to call this bloke, I'll probably say, hey, mate, it's Halsey here.
Yeah. My worst people-pleasing came to light yesterday because this is when I'm in my most disgusting space, and that is during a massage. And so obviously at the start of the massage, they're like, what would you like? Would you like remedial? Would you like relaxation? I said yesterday, because this is not my first rodeo in this space. I was like, no, I just want relaxing, please, and very mild pressure. So halfway through, he took his elbow to my vertebrae, to my spine, and I swear to God, I think he was going to dislodge my C8 and C9.
You feel a crack.
My C8 was going to come out of my mouth and the C9 was going to come out of my nostril. It was that hard. And then he says, that pressure okay? And I'm like, yeah, good, thanks.
You're like, that's good.
I had tears in my eyes. Tears in my eyes, I tell you. It was that painful. And then I'm lying there going, what am I doing? I paid quite a substantial amount of money for this spare hour where my kids are at dance and I could just come and relax, and I'm in so much pain.
And don't you dare even slightly offend him, even though you're paying top dollar for his services.
Exactly right.
You should be in the driver's seat there, Charles.
Do you do the same? You don't have massages, do you?
No, not massages, but I do the same.
Do you just not like people touching you? Or what?
Pretty much. No, haircuts is a big one for me.
Oh
my gosh. You've seen me rocking some pretty shit haircuts. And I will consistently, at the end of those haircuts, be, thank you so much, really, really appreciate it. And not even just walk over, be like, well done, I love it, I'll be back. And then I'll turn up again.
Why do you keep going back is my question.
No, I don't know.
Oh, man. Let's go to Ruby from Blackwood. Are you a people pleaser, Rosie? Ruby?
I am a people pleaser, yes. I was going to say I've been doing it since I was a teenager.
Yeah. Take us through it. So take us through it when you got your driver's license.
So, I was the first one to get my license out of our group of 8. So I was the free chauffeur, and I had a few friends that lived far away, and I couldn't help but say yes when I had to drop them off a little bit further. And petrol money wasn't really a hot topic back then.
See, you feel bad. So you're driving your friends around for months and months not asking for petrol money because for some reason you don't want to offend your friends because you got your driver's license.
Even though you've completely gone half an hour out of your way.
Yeah. Or the good old, can we just go through Macca's quickly?
Oh.
Is that all right?
Okay, Ruby, this will be a test. Did you pay for their McDonald's as well?
Okay, maybe 80% of the time.
See, there you go. People preying on good people.
Oh, I know.
Oh, share your story. 13 24 10. When were you too nice?
Yeah.
When were you too nice? I think we've established, Joe, that you're very much a people pleaser. It's a really, really lovely trait, by the way.
Well, it's not. It's to my own detriment because I just need to have some boundaries and speak up for myself.
Yeah.
I'm like you know how castles have moats around them? There's no moat for days. My moat's 400 kilometres that way.
Yeah.
Scale that and then free access. Whatever you want, I'll do it.
If you want Jodie to do a favour, just give us a call right now, 13 24 10. She'll do it. She'll babysit. She'll mow your back lawn.
Will I?
It's fine. Yeah, you will, because you can't say no.
Yeah.
It's actually really, really nice.
Actually, what about that time I said, can you please have my dog at Channel 7 when it was a puppy? And you said, yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was the worst experience
So you're
of my
just
life.
as bad as me. Thank you very much.
But at least I palmed the dog off to someone else in the newsroom.
That's
who
so
really
true.
loved it. I'll tell you what, just quickly. No one is more of a people pleaser to the people before they get themselves in a situation like this.
Oh, yeah. Freak me, baby. Oh, just like that. Let me lick you up and down.
This is an Australian Idol audition.
Oh, yeah?
So before they get to this stage,
Yeah.
and you've got the likes of Kyle Sandland saying, you're crap, get out of here.
Yeah.
Everyone else before that, in their point of their life, has people pleased and said, it's good.
You're really good.
It's fine.
I didn't know where you were going
It's
with that.
really good.
Just the whole lick you up and down thing. What's going on here?
Interesting song, wasn't it?
Let's go to Caitlin from Murray Bridge. Good morning, Caitlin. When were you too nice?
Good morning. I was too nice to my now husband, but at the time he was my boyfriend.
I had a really nice Commodore that I got from my cousin, and he wanted a ute for his motorbike, and he swapped my Commodore for a lemon Ford Courier.
Wait, so you gave up a perfectly good car to your boyfriend so he could have a crappy ute so he could...
Yeah, its wipers didn't work, and it had a smashed windscreen. It only had one side mirror. It was just total rubbish.
And so what
got the motorbike on it, though?
He did get the motorbike on it, yes.
What did you drive then, Caitlin?
Well, I drove that. That was my car.
No.
That sucks.
Yep.
That's horrific.
So he had his VS Commodore V8 that was nice and clean, and I had this crappy ute.
So he had two cars, essentially.
Well, technically, yes.
Wow, Caitlin. Lucky you went on to marry him. He sounds like a catch.
Sounds like an absolute ripper.
Let's go to Kirsty from Oakton. Kirsty, when were you too nice?
I went to a party once, and I just got hit in the head by a sideboard from a drunk person and nearly got knocked out.
Yeah.
And then as I was leaving, everyone decided to pile in my car to actually drop them home because they were so drunk.
Yeah.
Including random people that I never met.
Yes.
And I basically just went, okay, and dropped each individual person home. I got home 2.5 hours later with spew in my car, and somebody actually sideswiped my car as well.
Oh,
there
my
you go.
God.
That's
and also a head injury.
Yeah.
So, good thanks.
it's a little concussion. That's what it's all about, isn't it?
That is far too nice.
All right, 13 24 10. Give us a call. People pleasing moments.
Yeah.
We'll probably put it in that bracket as well, because can you be the president of the people pleasers?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I work for you?
No, you can be my
Can I-
boss.
could- yeah,
You're
ask-
the VP, mate.
Yeah. Can I work for free?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And can you donate all your spare time that you have that you should be spending with your family and your children?
Yes. All right. Can we wrap this up? Let's take one more call. Let's
right.
go to Jane from Clapham. Good morning, Jane.
Morning, Hazy.
Jane, what was your people-pleasing I'm too nice moment?
Well, my husband is the I'm too nice guy.
Yes.
So he took our youngest child to a birthday party many years ago when she was, in primary school. He arrived at the party, and they were young enough that he was going to stay for the party. So his name's Daryl, and he said, "Oh, g'day, I'm Daryl," and they proceeded to call him Gary for the rest of the party. And he couldn't, they're even calling out to him and going, Gary, do you want a cup of tea? Gary. And he's like, who are they talking to? So he couldn't even.
Oh,
yeah.
Jane, I love by the end of it, they were probably like, hey, Gary. And he's like, yeah, Gary, over here.
Yeah,
That's me.
Yeah, Gary. So then a few weeks later, we were at the park with this family, and I mentioned my husband, Daryl, and they just went, what? Is your husband's name Daryl? I'm like, yeah, he's not Gary, no. So we've called him Gary ever since, really.
That's how good nicknames are born.
Jane, well done. We're going to send you off with a $100 voucher to spend with the family cook who's got time to cook for the family. When you're rushing around with kids, support the family cook does. Visit thefamilycook.com.au. Well done, Jane and Gary.
Please say
Thank you so much.
Please say a big thank you to Gary. What a guy too, by the way.
Yeah.
Absolute legend.
Good stuff, Gaz.
Let's talk about your youngest.
Oh,
there's some issues.
Well, I'd love to hear from other parents on this. You.
We're just chatting off air about
if you've just
how
joined us,
offensive it is to smash other people about their
if you've just joined us, it's 7:40. He's already had 7 dips at my kids this morning. Anyway, I'd love to hear from other parents to see how they handle this situation. 13 24 10. Get involved if you like. What do you do when your kid wants to quit a sport or an activity or something that they're just not particularly into? Because I remember, I was just telling you, when I was like 8 or 9, Mum made me go to the YMCA in Glenorchy, Tasmania, and do jazz ballet after school.
Wow.
And I went once, and I'm not a dancer. I don't know if you've picked that up.
Yeah, look, I haven't seen you much on the dance floor, but I can just I can tell just by the way that you move around. Probably not a dancer. Jodes, I'm a worse dancer than you. I don't even know how bad you are at dancing, but I can tell you now I'm a worse dancer than you, so we're in this together.
Just trying to work out what's worse, you having a crack at my children or my dancing abilities. Anyway, it's all right. I can have a crack at my own, but you can't. Anyway, so I hated jazz ballet. I hated it. I couldn't do it. I was so uncoordinated, and I just didn't like being there. And I remember going home to Colleen, my mum, and just being like, I don't want to do jazz ballet anymore.
Yeah, and Colleen was devastated because she's got dreams of being a dance mum in Tassie. It was her ticket out. It was her ticket to the mainland.
Anyway, I will never forget this. She said, darling, if you don't want to do it, you don't have to go back. So that's sort of my philosophy on it. If your kid's not enjoying something, then you probably shouldn't force them to do it. So can you imagine my heart broke into two last night when Harper, who's doing dance a couple of days a week to follow in her older sister's footsteps,
Of course.
and she had this to say.
Oh, this is devastating.
What did you tell me about not wanting to do dance anymore? Why not?
Because I miss you, Daddy, and it's really hard to do.
Which bit's hard?
Acro.
The acrobatic stuff.
Yeah.
What can't you do?
Like both of the splits.
No. Both of them. Okay. And what did you say about water?
When I don't have some, I need some.
Yeah. Okay.
Boo-boo.
Also,
real quitting mentality.
So can't do the splits and is very, very thirsty in the process. I mean, how awful.
That might be on Mum to keep her hydrated.
I guess that is on me because sometimes Mum forgets the water bottle. But I'm not even joking. Less than 5 minutes later, I tried to reignite the conversation to see where she's at. She's like, I love dance. I can't wait to go again. I'm like,
Little gaslight. What are you talking about, Mum? You're crazy. Look at this, Mum. She's a quitter.
Is Port Adelaide's games record holder.
How Pepper might make it work. Looks inside. Boak!
He's an underwear model. And he joins us now on Nova 919. Please welcome Travis Boak.
Well, Hazy, what an absolute joy to speak to this man. Travis Boak, good morning.
Good morning, guys. How are we doing?
We're really good. You're flogging something. Tell us what it is.
Of course.
Take us through it. Gravity is your newest investment. What can you tell us about it? Because we're excited because every time Travis Boak invests in something or puts his eye on something, it's something very, very good.
Well, hopefully it goes well. We've just launched in Adelaide, so it's a seltzer, a new seltzer. I've been wanting to invest in a drink, an alcoholic drink, for a while, and the opportunity came up. They wanted to move to SA. Good mate of mine, Matty Paul from the Gold Coast, is already invested in it, and I'd already tried it, and was pretty keen to get involved, and it's going pretty well already. It's only been in Adelaide for like a week, so we're slowly growing, which is good.
So this is my understanding. So every sip of Gravity plants trees across Australia's wilderness. Is that right?
Yes,
so
yes, exactly right, yep. Partnership with Airseed and planted over 15,000 trees last year. So giving back as well, which is amazing.
Hey, Boakey, can we ask you, who are the peskiest teammates in terms of, hey, Boakey, can you hook us up with some free cans, please?
There is so many of them. Like, normally, right, you should be not asking your mates for freebies. You should be supporting their business, right?
100%.
Yes.
But everyone at the footy club is exactly like that. Mitch Georgiadis loves a freebie. Zach loves a freebie. Jason Horn-Francis loves a freebie. All the guys are on the most money. Love it.
Boakey, I'll give you a piece of advice. Don't you ever on this program speak ill of Jason Horn-Francis because Hazy has plans to marry him one day.
He does things to me. I'll tell you what, Boakey, just the way he moves, I think.
Don't worry, I love the kid as well, but he does love a freebie.
Boakey, so our producer Molly, who knows little to nothing about football, was asking the other day, how many seasons have you played and how old are you? Now, I don't want to be so rude as to answer that question,
Like,
but
so
you can.
Is he any good or?
I've been around a little while. It doesn't even feel like that long, but I've been here 19 years. Played 19 years
gosh.
now, and I'm 36, turning 37 this year, which sounds pretty old. Like, it's close to 40, so it's I'm slowly getting up there.
So what does the body feel like now, Boakey? Like, can you remember when you were just a young pup? I think you were drafted in like 2006. Do you genuinely now go, I got to warm up to get out of bed?
The dude's got a sauna.
100%.
He's got a sauna in his house, for goodness sake.
He's got an opportunity to feel good.
Yes.
But I need that, though. Like, come around game day, I'm feeling pretty good, but it takes me the whole week now to actually feeling pretty good to go into a game, where back in, when I was 20, 21, you just sort of just roll into a game and you're fine. Throughout the whole week, you're fine. But I get up to take a piss in the middle of the night and I'm limping to the toilet. So it's a little bit different.
Remember the good old days, 2007? You can go to the Grand on a Sunday night, do what you want.
Beers.
Just cruising to the club on a Monday morning with a spring in your step.
Exactly. It's a bit different now.
Boakey, thank you so much for having a chat with us. The drink is Gravity. Our address is level 375 Hindmarsh Square, Adelaide. Send us through a couple of cartons. We'd be really happy with that.
Friends asking for freebies again. I love it.
That's it. Travis Boak, thanks so much for your time.
No worries. Thanks, guys.